I ripped a really good fart, and I think I pulled a muscle in my back.
Oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, yay, Jimmy, Jimmy, let's oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, yay, Jimmy, Jimmy, let's oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, yay, Jimmy, Jimmy, let's oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, yeah, fuck you. Oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, yay, Jimmy, Jimmy, let's oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, yay, Jimmy, Jimmy, let's oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, yay, Jimmy, Jimmy, let's oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, Jim, oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, yay, Jimmy, Jimmy, let's oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, yay, Jimmy, Jimmy, let's oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, yay, Jimmy, Jimmy, let's oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, yeah, fuck you. Oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, yay, Jimmy, Jimmy, let's oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, yay, Jimmy, Jimmy, let's oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, yay, Jimmy, Jimmy, let's oh, Jimmy, Jimmy, Jim.
Wow. Look who's back. Back again.
Hey.
Cody's back. Tell a friend.
Dude, it's a long time to see. Do y'all do like background music for this, or do you do silence?
So
we should do background music.
We have not yet. I think that's something we could be discussed in the future. But hi everybody. We're here. We're on
So do you want background
episode
music?
46. And you may be asking, where's the mullet man tonight? The mullet
No
man.
one's asking that.
Oh, well, the mullet man is doing some things, and he'll be back on the next episode, and he'll be critiquing us tonight with his report cards. And where's Tate, you may ask? I don't know. I don't know. He's just not going to show up either. So Cody decided that we Venmoed him some money, and now he's here.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate the payment, by the way.
Absolutely.
Go a long
We were
way.
desperate. You
I
know, me and Josh here.
was pretty desperate too, because I'm selling you all my time for $1. So just know that $1 is going to go real far.
Dude, that dollar in today's economic range could get you, I don't know, maybe a
Not
pop
even
if you're
sticking
lucky.
gum. Did you say a pop?
A pop, yes.
Dude, you tell me where you're finding any kind of Coca-Cola for $1, and then you send me there.
It's going to be dollar store skinny 15 ounce
yeah.
bottles.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, don't forget that Dollar Tree is no longer $1 anymore. So those might be like $1.25 now.
Oh, yeah. No, that's true. No,
Yeah, I think they're max. Dude, I've seen things in Dollar Tree for like $12. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different time of things. I'll tell you that. Well,
I'm going to open up a new chain called Dollar-ish Store.
that should be what they call themselves. Yeah, it's $1.
Okay. Lose the road rage music or the road rash music. It ain't working. I feel like we should be going to an arcade.
Who are you talking to? We're talking to Cody?
Do you not hear
He's
the
the one-
music in the back?
Oh, I don't. No.
What?
No.
I was gonna say that last music. I thought I was hanging out with Shiloh from Grandma's Boy.
You know why? Is because when I do the episodes, I have the all-in-one computer still, and I have the microphone that's like comes out. So I literally am like that guy that uses the least amount of technology on the show. As you can see by my lighting, as you can see by my voice, I hear you guys perfectly fine.
You really wear that that comb over well.
Dude, I know. And if
Like,
you can
it's
see
just so
live,
dark.
it's a beautiful set of hair here. I'm 41 years old, okay? So, like, to hang on by this much of a thread now, I can appreciate. My family usually builds out. Well, hey,
That's a full head of hair right
congratulations. I'm glad that, your hair can stick around longer. My hair's around. It's in the sides.
there.
more
It's
than
around
it
the
is on
sides. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should grow a side mullet, Tony.
Oh, man. Let
Or
me tell
only
you.
grow your sides out.
Do a reverse mullet
Oh,
where
yeah.
it's just like it's business all down the middle and then party on the sides.
Yeah. I want to make it really, I want this to be like bald, and then the sides being like so long that I could be like that creepy, like crypt keeper looking dude. Be like,
I think now since AJ has taken over the mullet, Cody you should grow a rat tail.
Like a legitimate rat tail.
Like a legitimate rat tail, one that comes over your shoulder.
Oh man.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know that I could do the
Yeah,
rat. I
buddy.
don't know that I could do the rat tail. I'm only here to yeah, I'm on a roll, by the way, boys. I'm really good at getting canceled recently. So
Well, please describe the GDS show. What are you doing to get things canceled? What is?
Did we invite him on the show as like a confessional? Like, is this one of
Apparently.
those public apology podcasts?
I just want to apologize to everybody that I've hurt along the way. I've made a lot of mistakes in my past. I'm sorry.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. The
Thank
look
you.
away sold it.
Thank you. Thank
The
you.
look away sold it. You paused for just enough where it shows self-reflection.
Yep, I had that.
And then you brought it back and finished strong.
Had to. Out of the park.
Well, I knew about the tickets
go.
thing. The tickets thing was
Yeah.
a while ago. What? Anything new?
No, just the last few weeks over on LTC have been like kind of like off the rails a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and dude, chat just throws the wildest shit imaginable, and I love to play with what chat says. So like, I bring up things that like everybody's gotta like tiptoe around. So
Yeah, we throw shit out over here, and apparently people say that we're random and hilarious. But I'm like, we're just ourselves. Like, I just think we just act like ourselves on this podcast most of the time, and it just comes off as natural to us. But the other people are like, oh my god, you guys are hilarious. What do you like? It's like, dude,
I'm sorry your friend groups are boring.
Oh, it's not even that, but like, it's like we're just acting ourselves. So this is like natural to us, and it's like anybody who's come on or looked at, like, you guys are just natural talking and having fun. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the point. You know, we're not structured.
We've been talking about this for years.
Yeah, we're not structured in the sense of like we're not we don't have like a timeline to follow by, or like, you know, we're like colleagues and then we have to do a podcast. We're all just buddies doing a podcast, and I think it makes that part of it a lot easier. If we were structured, we'd be screwed, to say the least. But that's what makes us what we are. We just go with the flow a lot of times.
Yeah, you got your own style. That's how everybody should like aspire to be, at least.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate everybody who's even followed today. You know, you guys are cool, or I've checked out an episode, even one episode, man. We appreciate it. Like, you don't have to listen to us.
I feel like there's a lot of times with LTC that I feel the opposite. Like, I'm like, dude, holy shit. Like, our chat is stupid. Like, for sure.
Oh, the puppers. See, we got a dog on the episode right now. I mean, everything is going just fantastic.
Yeah.
Speaking of fantastic, we can talk about the NFL. Yeah. Why not? So schedules have come out for some of these teams. They've been leaked, quote unquote. A lot of our teams have had leaked schedules. The Lions had their leaked schedule released at 8:00 tonight fully.
The Cowboys release was pretty fucking sick.
That I heard about theirs was pretty sick. I'm sure the Bears, you can find the Bears schedule on there. I know the Bears play the Lions on Thanksgiving. I've heard some people give that game a little bit of a downer, but here's what I'm going to counter with. Caleb Williams, going into this season, is the quarterback people are going to keep their eye on the most because he's the brand new hot shot. Can he bring Chicago up to the next level and put him on
fingernails be?
Yeah, putting him on the primetime game against the defending division champions on Thanksgiving will bring eyeballs.
What color is his satchel going to be? Is it going to match the jersey?
Dude,
these are the important questions to ask.
If he brings his fingernails to any color jersey they have, but they win, I think they would buy him fingernail paint for the rest of the fucking year. I don't think they give a shit. I think.
Or do you think that they're just gonna like give up on him way too soon and trade him away?
No, actually, I think this is where I'm going to tell you right here. Yeah, I know they do. They think that he's too into himself. I mean, I will say, and I've said this about Caleb Williams, college. This is not even about him as a person or as his fingernail painting. He mentally is a little soft for my liking right now. And why I say that is he does take losses a little too much to the heart, in a sense. Like, you're going to hug your mom in the stands while the game's still going on. Like, you're going to not talk to the media because you're going to lose in NFL. Like, Trevor Lawrence barely lost, and in year one had Urban Meyer and got his ass kicked most of the time. Like, you're going to lose, right? This is.
But he's hugging his mom though. His last college game.
No, that wasn't the last college game when he hugged his mom.
Is it not?
No, it was after a loss. It was after I think eliminated fully from a chance of, and it was right when the game was still going on. Like I think there's a notion that when everything's going wrong, how will he react? He's got the talent when it comes to arm. He's got the talent when it comes to actually being able to draw plays up and make some plays, but he is a risk taker, and that's okay. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for Josh because he's the Bears fan. I think 9-8 is a good season if Caleb Williams makes the proper first steps. What do you say, Josh? 9-8 with Caleb making the first good steps as a rookie.
I remember saying this multiple times on the draft show that we had, and that is I am reserving judgment until week 8. 8 is halfway through the season. He's gotten time to get used to the speed of a pro game. He's getting acclimated with his coaching staff and his receiver core. Let's see. Let's see what he does. Because I really wasn't a huge fan of Justin Fields. You know that. I like the fact that he could run and he could scramble. And if Caleb Williams can do that, then I'll definitely give him a chance. But a lot of these quarterbacks look really good in college, and they come to the NFL and they can't acclimate. And I can think of a few that came from USC. So I'm respecting the pass and I'm reserving judgment.
What would be, so that week 8, when you start to really dig in, what would be the ideal record for you where you would be like, okay, it's not too bad? What would be that record going into week 8? How many wins do you at least want by week 8?
I'd say, 5-3 would be ideal. 4-4 would be acceptable.
2-6.
You'll just hear me giggling all the way from the Chicagoland area.
Gotcha.
You'll the right wind, Cody. It'll blow all the way down to Tennessee, and you'll hear it because I have been the biggest. Oh man, I will not jock ride. This quarterback. I've never jock rode any quarterback on the Bears, so. Like I said, I'm going to reserve judgment in that capacity because they've really hyped him up. And I saw our schedule. We have the 3rd easiest schedule in the NFL. So
I was about to ask, would you like to know your first 6 games before your bye week in week 7 and tell me if you think they're going to win or lose?
Fire them.
Okay. At home against the Titans.
Win.
Yeah, I agree. At the Texans, primetime.
Win.
Ooh, okay.
No shot.
At the Colts.
Okay, I'll go back. Lose Texans, win Colts.
It's set 2-1.
Home against the Rams.
Lose.
Home against Carolina.
Win.
Jolly old England against the Jaguars.
Win.
All right, and there's your bye week. Now, week 8 is where you're facing the Commanders, another rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels.
Win.
Okay, I was going to go with their whole schedule. I got it right here. Week 9, at Carolina, at Arizona against the Cardinals.
Lose.
Okay, home against New England.
Win.
Drake May.
Win.
Home against Green Bay.
Lose.
Home against Minnesota.
Win.
At us on Thanksgiving at the Lions.
Lose.
At San Francisco.
Lose.
At Minnesota.
Lose.
Okay. Home against the Lions.
Win.
Home against Seattle.
Win.
And at Lambeau.
Win.
Okay, so I think I counted 10 wins in there, maybe 9. It was a 10-7 or 9-8. So I could see that. Honestly, I could see that. He is, But again, mentally, how is he? Because Carson Palmer was mentally more stable than Caleb Williams and had a good career. And I'm not calling Caleb Williams a bust. I'm not talking crap because I think he's got the talent to be a
Did
top.
you just compare him to Carson Palmer?
No, USC quarterbacks. As a USC quarterback, I'm saying.
What about
So
Mark
he has
Sanchez?
mobility, but as a guy
Matt
who's come out
Barkley.
of college,
Matt
Carson
Barkley.
Palmer. Yeah, Mark Sanchez was supposedly polished, but ended up sucking. But Carson Palmer, yeah, man. Carson Palmer was a good quarterback.
Tony, do you understand why I'm not in the corner collecting samples?
I agree. No, I agree.
Like, I'm sorry, I've seen way too many USC quarterbacks come out with a bunch of media behind them, and they do less than nothing.
This guy got the Bears at a 10-win season when they barely scraped 5 regularly.
Well, I mean, everybody is saying that they're the most improved team of this year.
I think if you guys win 9 games, 8-9 games, but Caleb Williams looks good in it, that's a successful season. Like, I think people are putting the expectations on the Texans level because the Texans last year went from nothing to playoff.
You know what this season is probably going to be like? Caleb Williams gets injured early in the season for the season, and Bajent comes in and just drops his dick on everyone's forehead.
Oh man, yeah, that would be.
He ends up taking like the Trey Lance path.
Yeah.
Oh man, I did that one. I have to be selfish and do the Lions one real quick. I have to. This is how I have been more excited to a regular season in a long time as a Lions fan. Admittedly, Goff got a big in deal. I know we can talk about it. I know he got paid a ton of money. How it's structured now looks to be overpay, and I understand he did get
Kirk
a lot
Cousins
of money.
2.0, baby.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If that.
Have you not know what this man has done his last 30 games? He's been one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the NFL, legitimately.
This is a Giants fan.
53 touchdowns to like 15 interceptions. He has a winning record of he's 23-7 in that time.
I said Giants fan. I meant Lions fan. I just realized I said Giants fan.
Yeah. Wesley Snipes in White Men Can't Jump from 1993 said it best. Even the sun shines on a dog's ass from time to time.
Yeah, again,
that's true.
If you want to say that about the team, that's fine. I'm here to tell you that this team is structured properly for the first time in a long time in my lifetime. That they made their core guys their main priority.
You got MCDC.
Yes. We have St. Brown, top receiver, signed. Penei Sewell, top tackle, signed. Jared Goff, top 10 caliber quarterback, signed. We've got the coach
top
signed.
10 caliber quarterback.
Yes.
I love the bass in his voice. Like how much bass a year makes. I'm telling you.
You can change my mind by doing good. There's nothing wrong with it.
Last year, he would have set that dude on fire in the town square like the Salem witch trials. Now, he's playing the Terrell Owens side of things, going like, "That's my quarterback."
You remember last year? Okay, I'm gonna fill all of you guys in. Last season was that whole 7-1 miracle down the stretch to almost make the playoff. If you gave Goff a $40-50 million contract after that, I'd be hesitant right now. I'd be like, what the hell are we doing? We didn't even make the playoffs with him. We did win 12 games with him. We did go to the NFC Championship game. And then, again, I like Dan Campbell, but his little gambling cost him a chance realistically for a Super Bowl opportunity. It wasn't like Jared Goff played awful that game. So, again, we were right there with this quarterback. Is he an elite quarterback? Hell no. Is he in the class of the Mahomes and all that? Hell no. But is he a good enough quarterback? And he is, with the surrounding cast being as good as it is, with stability there to put this team in a stable quarterback level. Yeah, he's durable.
Do you think that you'll kick field goals?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, if you want to pay him to kick field goals, no, that's the point. Like, if we kick a field goal, they're up 17 in the third quarter. Is that Jared Goff's fault? No. When Josh Reynolds drops a ball hitting him in his hands, is that Jared Goff's fault? No. And I'm not saying Jared Goff's perfect, but he literally came close. Where's the screen? To making a Super Bowl. So I'm going to tell you right now, paying him a 4-year deal, paying St. Brown a 4-year deal, Sewell a 4-year deal, putting all these guys in a window going, here is our window right now, this little square box. We have this side here to do it. Go do it. I'm good with that. I'm good with structured inside, knowing your players, filling in needs when necessary. That's fine.
Can you hear the repetitive gagging that's going on that you can associate with a certain action?
Yeah, a little slurp.
Because I'm confident in my team.
A little Gluck 5000.
You have known me for how long and how many years have I said the Lions are garbage? Oh, this team sucks. I have been on their ass for a long time.
And now you're just lying to yourself about Jared Goff.
I'm not lying to myself. I'm actually building myself a confident window of I told you I got a schedule right here. Okay. I would like to tell you guys.
Yeah, let's hear how many they lose.
You're going to say all of them because you're going to.
Are we allowed to disagree?
Absolutely, you are.
Okay.
Sunday night
serious.
At home, week 1 against the Rams rematch. Rams at Lions.
Win.
Mm-hmm. Week 2 at home rematch of the divisional game.
Do you need me to bring you in?
What?
We have a special guest down in the.
Oh, go ahead. Bring whoever this special
guest.
Wait a minute.
Was that a wait a minute? Okay.
Oh, I might have an idea what it is. Okay. Week 2, Tampa Bay at home. Win. Week 3 at Arizona. Oh, there he is.
First time you've been on this show without a hat on.
Good God Almighty! If
you
I
flip
have
your
to
phone
listen,
sideways.
Maybe. Is that better?
Yeah.
If I have to listen to you fucking milk the tit of the Detroit Lions for another fucking second, I'm gonna lose my mind.
But you're here now while I'm talking about them.
I had to listen to Josh somehow try to talk me into listening that the Bears can possibly win 10 wins when they hardly won 4 last season.
Oh, we can go to your Patriots schedule. Would you like to talk about New England? I'm more than happy to bring up the Patriots.
I'm not advocating to talk about New England.
Because you know this is a learning season for your team. You've still got a lot of stuff that is developing there, and it's going to take a year or two.
It's developing like my bowel movements in the morning.
All right. Well,
you need more fiber.
Yeah. What the hell?
It'll come out like a fucking brick.
Shit happens, literally.
So while I continue to, okay, Cody, would you like me to continue to have the?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
no,
dude,
let's go.
I love hearing
let's go.
Jared Goff get a good.
Okay, week 3, we're in Arizona. That should be a win, right?
So now you're 3-0, is what you're saying right now.
Yeah, based upon
Super
that.
Bowl bound, baby.
Okay, now I'm not going that far yet.
One fourth down attempt at a time.
Jared Goff has 600 combined yards at this point of the season.
At home,
MVP.
At home, well, now I ain't going that far yet.
4 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
Okay, you suck. Anyways, at home,
3 fumbles.
Monday night against Seattle. We should win that game too. 4-0.
Seattle's going to be cooking this year, bro.
I think you're going to lose that one. I think you're going to surprise. They're going to surprise you.
I like the Lions at home more than I do on the road when it comes to primetime games because there's like 2 or 3 I think they're going to lose this year, but I think they're going to win that game. Okay.
I fucking love Junior.
So off on week 5. I don't like the early bye week. It kind of sucks. Week 6 at Dallas. I think they lose. I hate to say it. I think they lose.
I hope you win.
I hope we win. But we always suck at Dallas for some reason. So they'll lose that one. Week 7 at Minnesota. They'll win that game.
Minnesota.
So there's that. Week 8 at home against Tennessee. They'll win that game. Week 9 at Lambeau. I think we might lose that one. Because...
How many wins do they have so far?
I lost.
I've lost twice, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have them at 6-2 at this moment.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay,
Wanted to make sure that I wasn't insane.
Week 10 prime time at Houston against the Texans. We'll win that game.
No shot.
We're going to humble
0%
good old CJ
chance.
Stroud. We are going to win that game in prime time.
Jared
Hey,
Goff
you
throws
forget-
3 interceptions that game.
You forget that Jared Goff is now a 9-figure quarterback.
No, I haven't.
That
because
means
you know what?
quality of play is going down, buddy.
Wait till the and wait
From
till
underrated
Tua-
to overrated in the matter of a night
I'm
time.
going to address that in a minute. Now that we're
From
live, on this
undesirable
in
to
one signature.
undeniable, back to undesirable.
damn
Yeah,
you
easy,
people!
Cody
I am
Rhodes.
here to give you one statistic behind it. Hold on. Anyways, so Jacksonville at home, week 11, they'll win that game, so they'll be fine there. Week 12 at Indianapolis, they'll win that game. Week 13, home against Chicago on Thanksgiving, since it's a home game, they'll win that one. Week 14, Thursday night, home against Green Bay, they'll win that game. Week 15 at home against Buffalo, they'll win that game because this is not the same Bills team. If it was the Bills from last year or two, I'd say loss. The Bills will probably be a team that's going to be on a decline. Week 16 at Chicago, they'll lose because they usually lose in the cold weather. Week 17 at San Francisco in primetime, they'll lose. They never win at San Francisco. They'll lose that game. Week 18 at home against Minnesota, win. So 12-5. That sounds about right.
You are a sick, twisted little man.
I am not a sick, twisted little
Sad
man.
little
I
man.
actually have confidence in this squad, in this organization for the first time in a long time to say they're taking steps forward, and I like what they're doing.
Josh, if you may indulge me here, and
Oh,
what was it that Gilbert Gottfried used to say in Hollywood Squares?
I don't remember because I don't watch Hollywood.
You
Squares.
fool!
You can call me a fool you want. You're the one that picked the Lions to make the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, last year. Big difference here.
But see, okay, so how is it that
You're
they
fucking
have-
Barney the Dinosaur head coach moron.
See, I think you're pissed at Dan Campbell is why you're not putting the Lions back on that
DC,
pedestal.
Wow, you
Yeah.
just picked up on that?
Yeah, if the Lions
Yeah.
actually would have done it, I think AJ would be supporting this. But because he
Yeah,
fucked
sure.
over it,
Sure.
oh really?
The
Because
man
all
who
of a
hits
sudden
on
you're
18 in
anti-Lions.
blackjack.
Listen, I'm not disagreeing that he needs to kick the ball more, and I've discussed this. But I want to bring up the Jared Goff thing real quick, and I want everybody to understand this one thing. And I'm
Going
listening.
back for seconds.
Dak Prescott's going to get paid more than Jared
He's not
Goff.
ready
Who would
yet.
you rather
You
have?
got to give him a little bit more time in between.
No, what I'm
There
saying
you
is
go.
I
Dak
like your
Prescott.
bag, dude.
Dak Prescott's getting
Oh.
paid next big contract more than Jared Goff. Who would you rather have, Dak or Jared Goff?
Sam Lim.
Neither.
Neither.
Honestly, I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
neither.
kill myself.
Fucking neither.
If that's the only two
Where's-
quarterbacks that I have
where's
to
the
choose
tallest
from, I'm
building?
selling my team.
Okay, I'm giving you the standpoint. I saw the next 6 quarterbacks are supposed to get paid. Okay, Tua, or Jared
Tua.
Goff.
All day. Tua.
Really? One
Yeah.
concussion away from losing his career.
Two.
I don't care. He plays at a
Tua?
top tier level all the time.
All the time. Jared Goff actually played better than him in the second half of the season last year. What do you mean all the time? What are you kidding me?
Are we really comparing divisions right now, Tony?
Yeah, the NFC North's better than the AFC East right now.
Same.
Are you shitting
I'll
me?
take Jake Elliott as quarterback over Jared Goff.
I'd agree.
Okay,
I take
Billy,
Mitchell
man.
Trubisky over Jared
Oh, dude,
Goff.
yeah, Mitch for sure.
Trubisky's,
Call
yeah.
up Case Keenum. Bring him back.
Where's Kyle Orton?
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Rex
people. There's people in this town that are pissed that Hendon Hooker's not getting his
Get me
chance.
Andy Dalton.
Sorry,
Oh, the Red Rocket.
McCoy.
Hey, Andy Dalton, good
Yeah.
career. I appreciate what Mr. Andy Dalton.
Yeah,
did.
but no one fucking wants Josh Rosen.
Tony will never
Long
live that
head
down.
ass, bro. Long.
Listen,
heads.
you can't get them all right. My Mel Kiper whiff of the century is right there.
Tony, it's been 2 weeks and your lights are still horseshit.
I know. I'm
I
living in the
actually
7-Eleven
added
lights,
lights to
buddy.
my living room.
I know.
Teach Tony how to change a light bulb.
No,
He'd
I
have
want
to
you
How
to
many
learn
learn
to
to do
Tonys
do-
does
something
it
other
take?
than swap out DVDs.
Tony, how about this? If you get lights, we'll get you a meet and greet with Jared Goff.
No, we
Oh,
won't.
really?
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
How about we bring Jared Goff on the podcast?
How do you
Yeah,
go from
yeah,
hating
why?
Jared Goff with all your guts to now supporting
Just
him like he's
slurping
Tom
him,
fucking
bro.
Brady?
I'm
Like,
supporting him
Puke
because
to lips.
listen, any quarterback that gets you this close to a Super Bowl and it was not on him why we didn't make it, I will support because it was not his fault. He played
Dude,
great.
You think Rams
Listen,
fans
showed
felt
I
the
think
same
you're
way
giving
do
when
it.
they lost
Wish.com,
the Super Bowl the first
Kendall,
time?
way too much credit.
No. My point, okay, you guys are acting like I can't be supportive of my quarterback. Okay, last
Yeah,
year.
but there's a difference between being supportive and tossing his salad.
Hang on. We're going to do a little walking with AJ here. Supportive of a quarterback, Tony.
Sure.
Supportive of a quarterback.
Yeah.
Hang on. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the winner. Hang on. What is that, Tony? Supportive of a quarterback.
A waste of money is what that
Didn't
is.
I get that for you?
Well, the
You
return of the
did.
Mac. Okay.
Oh,
All right. Look, you had your chance with return
Hang
of the
on.
Mac. We all thought he could do all right.
Here
He
was
didn't do
the
all right.
jersey I initially pulled out.
Well, yeah.
That's
Okay.
not it. That's the winner.
Yeah. You take one and you whiff one.
Yeah,
All right.
on the
This is
top
kids
of
on the
the
lips.
And I also don't want to
Freezer.
put this
Where's
as an
those
anti-Stafford thing like some people are saying. I think Stafford did an
Thank you for
incredible job
remembering.
here. I think if Stafford
You
was
guys
still
ruined
here,
the best of Stafford's career.
unfortunately, you're correct. I'm not even going to argue that. We did. Because if Stafford had this stability and surrounding talent, we would be maybe in the same position. I will admit that. But Jared Goff has been just fine, and he's done really well for us, and I think he's making the right improvements. Again, we have structure for the first time as a Lions fan in a long time. I am believing that this team has the opportunity to do well, but the division's getting tougher. So
I hope he gets Aaron Rodgers this year.
God, y'all
Just
make
to
me
see
Oh my
the
God.
sadness on your face.
That is terrible.
yeah,
It's
wait a minute. You say that, and why do you hate that? That I'm actually happy with my team. For
That's
first
the
time
thing. I
ever.
don't like when you're happy, Donnie.
I hate that. I hate anytime I'm happy about my team because we can talk about my hockey team, which once again is a fucking choke artist, but we're not going there because we
You're out
know
of your
that.
element, Donnie.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, I've heard about that. By the way, they was pre-show. I was told about that. Thank you very much on that.
You know what bothers me the most about Jared Goff is how much he looks like Ryan Gosling.
Hey, gremlin feet. They're not the core of the future. Shut up.
Gremlin feet. Good God.
No, Sean, I believe in you, buddy. That's right. #1 Pride Lions. Drink that Kool-Aid.
Tony, are you a Red Wings fan?
No, I'm a Maple Leafs fan.
That is a sad loss.
It's the closest he's ever been to any Red Wings, though.
I've been to Red Wing games. I mean, hockey's fun to go in general. If you ever been to a hockey game, you know you can fucking go to any hockey game and have a blast. But
I would rather go to a tennis match any day of the week than a hockey game.
no, I disagree. Wait a minute.
Oh,
That's
you're
a
on.
joke.
Wait a minute.
That's a joke. That
I'll
is a
say
joke.
your trolling has got to be no. I'll put you in front of a hockey game and you'd be like, damn, it could be any two teams as long as there's like
Dude, Hockey
Effort
Live
put
is
in?
incredible.
OHL. I went to an OHL playoff game. I've been to like OHL regular season games. I've been to one Grand Rapids Griffin game, and that's AHL, right? Yeah, a couple NHL games. Like hockey's hockey, man. Hockey's awesome to see live.
Let me hear the Eagles schedule. I want to run through
Yes, and I was gonna say I will. Equal opportunity. I did 2 of the 4. AJ, would you like the Patriots last, or do you not give a shit?
Well, why not? Then I have to leave so I can go pack.
Okay, so the Philadelphia. Oh, apparently I had some.
Let's go, Philadelphia Bulldogs.
Birds, baby.
Okay.
Bro, I only see Cody's head, and it just makes me realize that Kevin Hart really is the shortest Eagles fan.
All right, so here we go. You started Brazil against, which is so stupid, by the way, against the Green Bay Packers.
Brazil. They even have a football stadium?
One of the
And
soccer
they're
stadiums.
honestly probably playing at like one of the big soccer.
I think they're
stadiums
playing
they
where the
have.
World Cup was held back in 20.
I bet that shit sells out too.
Oh, easily.
Bro,
I'm
if there's a
sure.
single Vuvuzela on my TV, I'm turning it the fuck
It
off.
probably will be.
Or was that South Africa I'm thinking of?
No, well, yeah, you're right. You're right. It was South Africa. You're right. Okay.
Birds versus Packers in Brazil, dude.
In Brazil.
Go Birds.
Okay.
I agree.
Week 2, Monday Night Football against the ATL. Atlanta. At home.
We historically always struggle against Atlanta.
But you think
If
Kirk
you don't
Cousins is
say
going to go
win
in
here,
there?
you're losing all credibility.
Yeah, wait a minute. You think Kirk Cousins is going to go on the road at Monday Night Football in prime time?
That is right. Curtis out. Okay.
You
yeah.
guys should win that game.
Go Birds. Yeah, give
Yeah.
me Birds.
Okay, week 3 on the road against the Saints.
Saints beat us.
Okay, week 4 on the road against Tampa Bay.
That should be an easy win.
You also got an early bye week. Week
Playoff
6
revenge.
at home against Cleveland.
Give me Cleveland there.
Wow. Okay. Week 7 on the road against the Giants.
Give me Birds all day.
Okay. Week 8, and that will be the Saquon revenge game, by the way.
Yep.
Week 8 at Cincinnati against the Bengals.
Give me the Birds.
Okay.
You
Week
want Joe Burrow
9.
back?
Yeah, I think, dude, even when Joey was back last season, it still wasn't too hot for him. I think their window, immediately closed. I think Joey's an incredible quarterback, but I think that, they don't have a solid team right now.
I mean, they got a decent wide receiver. They have pieces they could use.
Yeah, it's just nothing is meshing there. On paper, the Bengals should be potentially at least in the last 2 seasons a one-time Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
On paper.
Week 9, a Sunday nighter at home against the Jaguars.
That could be Coach Peterson's revenge game. Give me the Jags there.
Oh yeah, aren't you on the Peterson?
Yeah, dude,
wagon
I'm
or
a big
whatever?
DP guy.
That's what it was.
I
That's
love
right.
DP.
Hey, that reminds me. Isn't that when we started talking about cucking?
Yep, it was. It was the DP talk.
Week 10 at Dallas against the Cowboys.
I think we get a total revenge against Dallas this season. So give me a win there.
Okay.
I think I have us at 12-2 right now.
Week 11, Thursday night, Snorefest against the Washington Commanders at home.
Give me the Birds here.
I would hope so. You guys should probably win that game. Week 12, Sunday night football at LA against the Rams.
Birds.
Okay. Week 13, on the road against the Ravens.
Give it to Lamar.
Okay. Week 14, at home against Carolina.
Dude, if we lose this, I'm going to shoot myself in the face with a 12 gauge.
All right. Well,
That'd
there
be
we go, that
tough, given the size of a 12 gauge.
Just got to use your toe.
Ask Kurt Cobain, though.
He had his shoes on.
Week 15, at home against Pittsburgh.
I don't think he unalived himself.
Agreed with
Courtney
you,
Love.
Josh. Yep. 100%.
Allegedly.
That dumb. But anyways, week 15, Steelers at home.
It depends, dude, because Mike Tomlin's at least going to get them to 500. Let the Steelers take this one.
Justin Fields' revenge game. I don't know. Week 16 at Washington against
Washington. We're going to have a late season breakdown.
Okay.
Always do.
Week 17 against Dallas at home.
Win.
Week 18 to finish it out against the Giants.
We'll lose.
I thought I heard 12-5 for you as well, by the way.
So early playoff exit.
No, maybe we're resting our players week 18.
All right, and then the last is the New England Patriots. All right. Oh, of course, you're scheduling home. Okay. You're on the road against the Bengals week 1, AJ. Win or loss?
Well, we should be home. We open week 1 at home.
It says September 8th, and it has an away thing on here. It has
Well,
away
then
is
the
on-
Patriots Twitter page lied, saying that their first game is at Gillette.
Week 15 it is against Seattle. Or, I'm sorry, September 15th. Week 2 is at home.
Anywho, so Cincinnati lost.
Okay. Yeah, Seattle week 2 at home is your home opener.
Win.
At the Jets. Prime
Win.
time, apparently.
Win. We don't lose
dude,
to the
with
Jets.
With Aaron?
Yeah, well,
We don't
see with
lose to the
Aaron.
Jets.
We'll see.
Dude, Aaron's gonna
San
have
Francisco
an
on the
MVP
road.
season.
Loss.
The Dolphins at home.
Loss.
The Texans at home.
Loss.
Jolly old England against
Rough
the Jaguars.
Win.
The Jets at home.
Win.
At the Titans.
Win.
At the Bears.
Win.
Home against the Rams.
Loss.
At Miami.
Loss.
Home against the Colts.
Loss.
Are you
Incredible.
fucking kidding me? You'll lose to the Colts, but not the Bears?
Your team
Okay.
sucks, Josh. Move on.
So the bye week is incredibly late for you guys, apparently. It's like week 14, which is weird.
Yippee-ki-yay,
Must be
loss.
nice.
All right. Week 15. Why do we all play Arizona on the road? At Arizona.
It's a lot of travel.
Win.
At Buffalo.
Loss.
Home against the Chargers.
Loss.
Home against the Bills.
Loss.
So I think I counted 8 wins, 9 wins, roughly. So 8 or 9.
Eight wins sounds about on the high end, being optimistic.
And if Drake May has a good year, then that's a successful season. So.
Drake May will not start. Not until at least midway through the season.
So who's
Look at Josh shake his head.
Jacoby Brissett.
He took offense to that. Dude, whatever week it's New England versus Chicago, I hope they're both doing all right.
I hate to see Josh become the exact thing that he hates.
You didn't hear my prediction?
Oh, I heard your prediction, but boy, did you say that like someone just gave you all the butterflies and shit?
Hater.
There's a
But you are.
possibility we sit here next year and Josh is in my position about the Bears.
There's no possibility of that happening.
Why do you say that?
I don't know that Josh would be that desperate.
Not desperate.
That number one. Number two, is Josh going to be this guy that after every Bears win, he's like, "Here we come! Here come the Bears!"
No, I'll leave that to a certain buddy of mine
Well, you sure are sounding like it tonight.
because
Wow.
I want to think that we have something here.
You gotta be realistic, man. Realistic expectations.
I said 8 or 9 wins for the Bears, and if Caleb Williams is a good rookie season, it's a success. Honestly, I think you can't expect playoffs year one unless he's having an incredible year. Then they might sneak in as a wild card, but they're a year away from really seeing the next step. I mean, I think the receiving core is good. I think you guys really improved on defense still, but the division's tough. The division's really tough. I think Minnesota is the bottom dweller of the division this year, but I think it's going to be a tight-knit division. You got a lot
I'd
of
imagine.
teams.
Oh,
Okay.
as this camera got all fucky. Hang on here.
Got sideways AJ going on there.
What the fuck? Fix yourselves, goddammit. There we go. Yeah, no, Patriots suck. They're going to be an 8-win team, maybe at best, and they're not going to make the playoffs for the next 3 to 4 years.
I don't know if it'd be
It's a
that
tough
long if Drake May makes the proper steps. I don't think it's going to because again, Rodgers is on his literal
That's
last
one
leg.
position of 54 roster spots.
You don't think you guys have enough on talent to
No.
contend for 7 or okay?
That's a pretty, honestly, that is a pretty strong division to be competing in right now.
If Rodgers is healthy, the Jets are all right. Without
Rodgers is not going to be any good.
The
I don't
Jets-
understand the
Dude,
thought
you are
process
smoking
behind that.
crack, bro. Aaron's gonna come out there and pass like for a career.
Who, the
season.
Gypsy King himself? No, I don't think so.
Dude, he's gonna be on some crazy shit that has him just playing on a different blood.
He'll be lucky to make it through Monday Night Football week 1.
You think so?
You
Actually,
know who they play week 1? Wait a minute. Do you know who they play week 1? Which is funny.
Who?
At San Francisco. Aaron Rodgers opens against at San Francisco. Good luck. They're going to be gunning for his ass.
The thought process behind this guy still being the elite of the elite is baffling to me.
Sounds
They
like an
really
Aaron
do
Rodgers
ride
standard.
him though.
A
I
guy
think
who
he-
realistically hasn't played in a season and a half? Yeah, no.
I think he could be at best this year 12 to 15 range, which okay, but you didn't pay that much equity.
Wait, 12 to
get him be
15, like not like quarterback number?
Yeah.
like 12 to 15.
a top 12 to 15 quarterback range.
I think,
and if you have
no,
enough around
dude,
him,
I think
maybe they'll do
I
it.
think he's top 7 this year.
Oh,
Wow.
I do.
he's 40 coming off a major injury, dude.
I've
Like,
got
you
to
gotta
go
think
before
of
I
that.
lose it.
After that was enough.
That was
That's
enough.
enough for the knot.
Cody,
That's-
thanks for hosting.
Yeah, hey,
I'm
thanks
on
for
outta
having
here.
me.
Fellas,
Don't be-
thanks for showing up, even though Tate didn't because he's a fucking loser.
What
Happy
was his
birthday,
reasoning?
Tate.
His birthday.
It's his birthday.
Who cares?
AJ, good luck on your trip. Let us know when you get there safely. I'm sure we'll talk in the meantime.
Thanks, fellas.
Yeah.
Safe
See you
travels.
later, buddy.
Take care, bro.
Now that guy's gone, we can actually start talking.
Go back to that trifecta bikes. So now we went through all of our schedules, and that's fun. We had a schedule release party unexpectedly. I totally didn't realize we had the schedule release at the same time as everything. I wanted to get his opinion on the hockey, but I totally didn't realize he thinks the Bruins are done. But they forced the game 6, and then tonight it's Colorado and Dallas. The East doesn't come in. So the Eastern Conference has 2 game 6s. Right now, the Rangers were up 3-0. They're choking it away a little bit. They lost the last 2. So Carolina's still down 3-2. And Boston forced a game 6. They're down 3-2. So the East is up in the air. And then the West, Colorado and Dallas are playing right now. It's tied at 1. But if Dallas wins, they move on. And Edmonton and Vancouver tied at 2 in the series. So we got a couple really good series in hockey. NBA, Jokic is good. That's like I said, Jokic is a bad boy. He's awesome.
I'm just looking forward to the Lakers hitting the court.
Oh, okay. Can I pitch my Pistons idea? I have to talk about this since we really are fishing for shit to talk about. And I'm serious about this. Okay. The Pistons got, if you know about the draft, if you heard about it, the Pistons had the worst record again. They finished 5th in the voting or in the drafting. The only time in NBA history that the worst record drafted 5th back-to-back years, right? So, understandably, all Pistons fans are pissed off. They don't know what the fuck to do. We're kind of in shambles. So I have a proposal that will bring a potential eyeballs to the Detroit Pistons. Draft Bronny Jr. Draft him at 5 and throw LeBron James a 2-year, anything he wants deal, whatever roster he wants on this particular Pistons roster, because our GM's a joke, our owner's a joke. We are the laughingstock of the NBA. I will sacrifice 2 years of LeBron wrecking shop with his kid, and I will watch every damn second if he comes to this team. I am begging the Pistons. Draft Bronny Jr. at 5. Throw LeBron a 2-year deal of whatever he wants and whoever he wants on this team and structure it. We've got the coach, by the way, Monty Williams, who he respects. That used to be the Phoenix Suns coach. I'm selling my soul to the LeBron Devil. Bring Bronny James Jr. to Detroit.
I think you're nuttier than squirrel turds.
Well, you know what? Right now, we have nothing in the Piston land. We literally have nothing. We are seriously swimming in a mediocre pool. I'm telling you, we have nothing. We literally have nothing but just bad records, no GM that cares. We are literally in hell. So to get out of hell, you either sacrifice and overpay for somebody, or you keep drafting and keep going in the swimming pool, but they don't give us a top 3 pick. We pick 5th again. So what do? You overdraft Bronny Jr. Yes. Is he 5th overall good? Hell no, he's not. But if you were told by LeBron, hey, 2-year deal, whatever you want, you and your kid, you can take whoever else you want. You got the coach. You respect our coach that we got now. Bring him in. We're in. For 2 years, the Pistons will be relevant. They are one of the few franchises.
You live in just a dream world up north.
I absolutely do. Do I think it's going to happen? I absolutely do not.
Do you think that Bronny is going to be taken super early just because of the fact that you're kind of drafting LeBron James jersey sales with him?
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel kind of, okay, if I'm going to be honest, like not being like crazy here, I do feel bad for Bronny Jr. because he's never going to get that, like, I can just play basketball expectation. He's going to have, I'm LeBron's kid. I'm supposed to be something more.
Same way Marcus Jordan had it. Like he was an okay basketball player. He was better than most people, but he was nowhere near like the level of playing in the NBA.
Michael,
so he was like, everybody's like, yeah, he sucked. Not, like he would still like shit on me on a basketball court, but he wasn't as good as his dad.
And that's what I'll say is, like, if Bronny went to a proper team and was actually able to learn and come off the bench and just be a player, I would be happy for him. But the problem is the expectations is not that. The expectations is where LeBron goes, Bronny's there. Maybe doesn't start right away, but LeBron's goal is to play with his kid, those two and whoever three. And you can just, that's what they want to do is NBA style. It's cool in the sense that LeBron gets to try to play with his kid. I think that's a cool thing, but you got to take the talent. You got to take the realism to it, because like my team, the Pistons, I just said that would be the only way the Pistons could do it is if they go to psycho and do that, but they won't do that. And I know they shouldn't do that. I'm seeing it as a fan of we don't have anything else, right? But LeBron ain't going to want to waste his last 2 years unless he says, I just want to play with my kid. I don't care where he gets drafted. Oh, then I would think that. But I think he wants a title and add the kid to the bench to say, hey, you're going to learn from us. You're going to start eventually. And then maybe his last year and LeBron's last year, they play together.
I think the story is already like writing itself. I think that Bronny's going to fall to 20th pick. And I think Cleveland takes him. LeBron comes home again, dude. And that's how he's going to ride off into the sunset.
He should finish his career in Cleveland. I mean, if he ain't going back to LA, go to Cleveland. Cleveland's got a semi-established team as it is. They're the second round. I couldn't believe that. And they have a decent team. You add LeBron James, even at his age, to that Cleveland team, and a Bronny Jr. off the bench, they can contend in the East next year. They're an East contender again. So, yeah, I honestly think he does go back to Cleveland. I maybe, but there's also rumors of the Golden State idea. I don't know if you heard about that he's debating about Golden State and Golden State trying to potentially get Bronny Jr. off the bench and have Clay. Clay might be leaving, by the way. Clay Thompson, I heard, might be gone. So it'll be Steph, LeBron, maybe Draymond, and then Bronny Jr., and then whatever free agent. So, like,
I don't care where LeBron goes as long as AD stays the fuck away.
He's brittle, bro. Like, he's a great talent. It's brittle. He's a great talent. But, man, if that dude stayed healthy, and I'm being serious, if he stayed healthy, he's a Hall of Famer. But because it's so brittle, I don't know.
Dude, softest body in the NBA.
Like, he has
a newborn baby is more durable than he is.
My kid who flipped off the bed and then got up and ran around is more durable.
Yeah, dude. My kid's not down for 6 weeks.
Right. Again, that's what I'm saying. I think Anthony Davis is one of those, man, if you just take the talent, he's got it. But, man, he gets smacked in. Oh, my elbow went crazy. 2 weeks. Yeah, when they traded all that to get Anthony Davis, without the 2020 bubble title, it would have been a colossal failure for LeBron and the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm a LeBron apologist. No matter where LeBron goes, I'll have a jersey. So, and by the way, the Cavs, they did get, I don't know if you know or not, but they got knocked out.
Oh, did they get knocked out? Okay.
Yep.
I'm so novice with NBA, like where everyone's at, so I appreciate you updating.
Yeah, so the Pacers and Knicks, let's see. They play Friday night. It's game 6. New York has a 3-2 lead. Winner of that series faces the Celtics, and then you have the Thunder Mavs and the Wolves Nuggets.
And then, I've heard Jokic has kind of turned back in that like juggernaut kind of player again, which, you watch his highlights and he does things that doesn't seem beautiful, but it is in a sense just so
pure,
easy to him. You know what I mean? It just he does it like
he is a natural basketball player.
Yeah.
This man would have thrived in 90s era NBA.
100%. And it's not his favorite sport. He loves horse racing.
Yeah,
I'm sure you've heard about that. Yeah, he wants to go back home. After the parade last year, he goes, I don't care. I'll do the parade, yippee-ki-yay. I want to go home to my country, look at the horses, hang out with my people. And I don't think people like that. I think people want him to be like egotistical. I'm Jokic, and it's just like, I don't care. I play ball. I love it, but I don't care. All right, cool. See you. Bye. I'm going to go back home. And
I bet Jared Goff is a horse girl too.
Have you seen his wife?
No.
Shot. She's like supermodel hot, dude.
No, I'm saying Jared Goff.
Yeah, Jared Goff has a supermodel wife. Have you seen his wife?
No, I haven't. But I'm saying
she's pretty.
He definitely likes horses. He just comes off as that kind of guy.
He might be that guy that dressed up at the Kentucky Derby and
Oh, we got the live report from B-Dubs.
Oh, well, hi Tate. Welcome to the podcast. I hope you eat all of the wings and shove them down your throat for your birthday. I appreciate you joining us.
No dedication whatsoever.
Tate's not the only one who's chewing on a bone tonight. Tony's been gnawing all over golfs, so
I'm all in on them. And you know what? It's only May, okay? We got a
Ryan
couple more
Gosling.
months.
Have you he looks so much like Ryan Gosling.
He does. He absolutely does. Oh, yeah. And that's
Wish.com, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. Yeah, if they ever do a movie, which I can't imagine that they have a reason to do a movie on Jared Goff's life, Ryan Gosling should play him.
Yeah, unless they do that quarterback club thing. Or where was that thing last year? Remember, it was Mahomes, Cousins, and I forget who else. It was like my
quarterback.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they were going after talent there. I mean,
you say that, but who's better, Cousins or Goff?
I would still take Kirk Cousins over Jared Goff.
Okay, fair enough. I am.
They're both going to let me down. So, but at least Kirk Cousins is cool. He wears chains, bro.
I mean, him and ATL will get along well if he starts winning. Yes, and Tate. Now that you're part of the show. We could be cunts, but you and my Leafs and Layton have the same thing in common. We're both on a golf course, then doing shit. So you go ahead and watch playoff hockey that none of our teams are in and enjoy yourself, buddy boy.
Priorities and obligations.
Yeah. No, and here's the thing. Like, let's also be honest. Like, I can't wait for college football, the video game, to come out. But I know they leaked the cover. I'm sure you saw that, Cody, that they leaked both of the covers on that. Wait a minute. What do you mean what's wrong with me? Ryan Phillip in chat says, what's wrong with me being a Leafs fan? There's nothing wrong with me being a Leafs fan. Zero.
How many championships have you experienced?
Again, zero. I've been on this earth for 41 years, and I've yet to see him make the Stanley Cup Finals. I have seen him make the conference finals 5 times, but I have never seen him make the Cup Finals in my lifetime, let alone win the damn thing. The closest they got was 93 against the Kings when Gretzky got there. They lost in 7. And then the next one was 2002. They lost to Carolina, and I believe also, I think that one also went 7.
Do you remember the 93 one? Was it
Too
just
much.
painful back then?
Gretzky took a shot at Doug Gilmour, and never got called. But the retaliation did. They scored, and Gretzky went to the Stanley Cup Finals with the Kings. And the conspiracy is they were begging, because LA wanted to have Gretzky and the Kings in the Cup Finals, because that was the first year they had Gretzky, or second year they had Gretzky there. And it was Montreal versus LA. So they had Gretzky versus Montreal, which was this historic franchise. So the conspiracy is, as much as Toronto was going to get back there, and they never did. And Gretzky never got back there, surprisingly enough. So, wow. Listen, Ryan, who are you a fan of? Let's hear it. Who are you a fan of? What teams are you a fan of that you supposedly can call me out? I appreciate you calling me out.
He is the Bird fan. I do know that.
Oh, he is an Eagles fan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you did get to celebrate once in a blue moon. I'll give you that. You got your one Super Bowl.
He's an Orioles fan.
Oh, he's a Baltimore Orioles fan. Mm-hmm. Well, I can't talk much shit because your team's actually pretty good in that as well. All your teams got titles. I mean, cool. I grew up with teams not winning titles, okay?
Okay, I thought he was a Penguin. Yeah.
You're a Penguin fan. I'd rather be the Leafs than the Penguins currently. Now, that's not to say that I think the Penguins are forever crap, but you have like long in the teeth on their elite guys, and you took our old GM who's obsessed with certain contracts and overpaying guys. So good luck, and maybe you guys will turn it around. But you had a good run. Can't say shit. And the Crosby heyday, you won a couple cups. You had your Lemieux and Yager days, you won a couple cups. So, yeah, again, can't say shit. I grew up with teams, and how am I supposed to know as a kid that I'm in my 40s and never going to see them never win a championship? You don't know that. Well, yeah, now you rather them not make the playoffs because now they're just at this stage of the game. Yeah, it's time to kind of regroup and move on. But, well, see, okay, I disagree with the whole you rather miss the playoffs losing first round. I disagree with that. You know why I disagree with that? Is because you're
At
not
least
one
you
of the
made it. You get the participation ribbon.
well, you're not one of the 16 best teams in the 32 team.
You get to buy one of those generic playoff shirts.
I hate that they choke every year, the Leafs, but I'm not going to sit here and say I'd rather them miss the playoffs than say I have to play Boston again.
Dude, honestly, as like an Eagles fan, and as a Predators fan, I would rather not have any kind of like hopes going into the playoffs. Sometimes it is better to miss them. That way you don't have that false hope where you lie to yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure like Philly losing to Tampa last year. I didn't expect
dude.
it. I did not expect it.
Oh, dude, I knew it was going to happen. I knew our team was a hot dumpster fire of shit, dude.
I know how the year played out. You guys fell apart late, but I still thought Baker in the playoffs. And I thought you guys would go down there and at least win that game and then make it in. No, you guys just said, screw this season.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's incredible, you know?
It was a sight to see. And then, honestly, the Preds sucking dick in the playoffs for the Stanley Cup this year. Preds looked like, towards the end of the season that they were red hot. Nope.
Yeah, you had a tough series against Winnipeg.
Yeah.
I thought you guys did all right, but then
it started good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think you ended up blew that game at home where you had it like won and they came back at the last second and won in overtime.
Yep.
So, that was a tough loss. And, again, the Predators are another team where, every couple of years, though, you guys make a decent run and then it kind of goes back and you make a decent run and it goes back. But at least you can say in the last decade you've made the cup. You made it. Unfortunately, you lost to Pittsburgh, but you made it.
2017 was a good year.
Yeah. I believe that was Peke Rene's one of his last years with you guys. You had PK Subban. You had a pretty good team in that team. They had Carrie Underwood's husband on the team. I'm forgetting his name, but no, you had a pretty solid squad.
Shea Weber,
yeah. So I gotta say, would you rather be that or a team that loses in the first round every year, 8 in the last 9? And then the other one you don't. You make the second round and get waxed by Florida. Oh, okay. So you kind of bounced around before you found a baseball team. I mean, fair. I've always been a Tigers fan. I've cheered for individuals to win World Series, but I've always been Tigers first. And then if I like a player and I want him to win a World Series, I hate the Astros. But I love Justin Verlander. I loved what he did for the Tigers all those years. And when he won the World Series, it was awesome for him. Of course, that was the cheating one. So then I kind of go, do I really want to? But then he won again. It wasn't cheating. So he kind of has one clean one. And, I ain't calling you no bandwagon fan. I'm just saying you settled on a team, and that's okay. And again, there's no.
I do know, I can confirm, he was repping the Orioles back when nobody wanted to rep the Orioles.
Oh, I bet. When they had barely anybody in 2000. Although, hey, fun fact about the Orioles.
Talk about baseball teams that have sucked for generations.
Well,
tell us about one.
Are we really going to have that conversation?
Hey, I want it while we're on the baseball topic. Josh, nice hat.
Thank you, sir.
Shout out
Appreciate
a local team.
Oh man.
Fun fact
I
about
told
the
you I was
Orioles.
gonna have fun there, man, and I got my hat, dude. Hell yeah.
The Orioles are the last team to eliminate the Tigers in a playoff series. The Tigers have not made it since, and that was 8 years ago.
How bad does that hurt?
Okay. That it's been 8 years or since the Tigers? I'm more pissed the Tigers didn't win one World Series in their run. They made 2 World Series. They made 4 ALCSs. To not get one hurt because, and it's not just because of a Tiger fan. I watched him with my dad. We had like parties at his house. So like my dad's a huge baseball guy, right? And just to have bullshit and talk about Tigers and just watching the games and watching certain players you grew apart on, and just to see him beat like the Yankees and the A's and all them and just get to the World Series. It would have been fun for one of them to just have that celebration with people, you know what I mean? Like that whole closeness of like, you have that tight-knit person you watch it with, or you have like a group of people that came over for the games, like a dozen people, and just celebrate because you got one. And the fact we didn't get one sucked. It sucked. I understood there was this bad luck in some of them, but yeah, I wanted one. It hurts. It hurts more than the 8 years without it because I think once all the guys got traded, it was done. Like we're rebuilding. Hell, we just lost to an 11-win Marlins team who hasn't shut out a team in over a year, and we lost back-to-back games just getting shut out. We have not scored a run in 2 games against an 11-win Marlin team. A guy won the highest ERAs in baseball this year. Just pitched 6 flawless innings against us today. It's rough around these parts, okay? Like we're 500 because our pitching's all right. But our hitting, terrible. Oh, terrible.
We'll take Baez back.
You can. You can take Baez back.
I hate to be that guy. You're not 500. You're 1 game under 500.
Oh, that's right. We were 500 going into today. Forgive me. I forgot that we had an updated schedule. Was it 21 and 22 or something? Where we at? 21 and 22 or 20 and 21? I forget.
21-22.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pathetic. Like, if we had any offense, we could be winning the Central right now. Our
Josh,
offense
you're a Cubs fan, right?
Sir.
Okay. Thought so. I couldn't remember if it was the White Sox or the Cubs.
Oh.
How do you feel about snatched home runs?
What do you mean?
How do you feel like with snatched home runs by fans?
Oh, I'm gonna ignore that.
Okay.
Because I know what that means.
Do you?
Brian and Chet said all we had was Miggy and Justin Verlander in their prime.
What's the guy's name?
Steve Bartman.
Okay. How do you think he's doing today?
I'm gonna ignore that again.
Okay.
He hasn't ranked since then, though. The Cubs have won their championship. It doesn't matter at this point. They've got their championship.
I would still hold on to that one if I was a Cubs fan, dude. I would hate Steve Bartman.
They had all a Game 7 when he wasn't there and they didn't win. It wasn't like a Game 7. It was Game 6 when it happened. And they had all the Game 7, one of the best pitchers going, and they didn't win. Don't be mad at Steve Bartman. He lost that series.
Cody, you have the GDS chat open, right?
On Messenger?
Yeah, on Messenger. Play this video. It encompasses my feelings about what we're talking about. It's 24 seconds long. I don't think we'll get copyrighted. When it comes to Steve Bartman, and you ask me how I think he's doing, I thought you'd be faster with this.
Have you sent it yet?
Yeah, it's in there.
I think you sent it in the wrong chat.
I sent it in the GDS chat.
Oh, he's not in that other one. Hold on. I got you. Hold on.
Oh.
Because we have the one where it's just us. Here, I sent it.
There you go, Cody.
Yeah, dude, I'm just a free agent. I'm wherever Shohei is.
All right, now I sent it. Yeah, I know. You're backup. Backup batter.
I'd like to thank God Almighty for giving everybody so much and me so little. I hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate your guts. I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody else but you.
That's my feelings. That's my feeling.
That poor guy. He's just trying to go about his day to day, and he's like,
I'll
man,
put it this way. If I was walking down the street and I saw him,
would you recognize him? Like, if you saw him, would you know that was him?
I'd like to hope I wouldn't, but if I did, I would throw something at him.
Would you?
Yo, fuck yeah, I would. Oh, fuck yeah, I would. On my mama, may she rest in peace. I would throw whatever I had in my hand at him.
What year was that?
2003.
2003.
Okay. I wonder how bad it was for him. Like, those first, like, days after.
He got death threats.
I'm sure. I wonder if he ever needed, like, security.
Probably.
I don't believe in suicide. I think that if you ever have suicidal thoughts, you should reach out to somebody, whether it be friends or colleagues or a hotline. I don't ever want to see anybody go down that road. But if Steve Bartman did, I might understand.
How did I know that was coming?
That was
but
not
everyone else,
expecting.
I've tamed myself because I have a brand to represent. So I have tamed myself. But I'll let you imagine the feelings and the thoughts.
Yeah.
I bet you that dude doesn't even live in the country anymore. I bet you
he had to
said,
flee to Guatemala.
I'm out. Yeah, I'm out. I'm in another country.
A nice Guatemalan finds him and pushes him in an alligator-infested river.
Gives him a Colombian necktie.
Nah, that's too classy for him. Nah,
I hope he's doing all right. That guy doesn't.
I bet you do, you fucking cookie granola-loving son of a bitch.
I bet Steve Bartman's a Jared Goff fan.
I bet he is too.
Y'all hate that man, and you still blew it yourselves. I don't get it. I never will get. I keep it mad at the situation, but it's been 21 years, and you've won a World Series since then. You have actually won a World Series, so it's not like
I even said fuck Steve Bartman in my celebration of my Cubs World Series victory.
Absolutely. Like, you could be like, all right, the ghost of Bartman's goodbye. At some point, like,
that never leaves, Tony. There's no way that ghost ever flies away.
Dedication.
That 30 for 30 was well done on him. I don't know if you ever saw it, but it was a really good 30 for 30.
Yeah.
I wouldn't allow them to use me as a statistic of who watched it.
Steve Bartman, if you ever like to come on Gamers Do Sports and describe your story, you're more than
tell your side.
Dude, we would be super famous because I don't think anybody's heard from him. I think he's like literally gone in hiding. Like,
I would
Josh,
love
would you
for
be
him
able
to be
to
on
do
the
it?
show. As long as you let me know where he is.
I think that man legally changed his name. I really do. I mean, how could you live with Steve Bartman the rest of your life if you have people like Josh, and there's more than just him that acts the way he does around that man?
What do you mean acts the way that I do? I'm just speaking from the heart.
21 years and you still want to hit that man. Like, I'm sorry, but that's a point.
I think that if I just got, like, a couple good kidney shots in, I'd be okay.
Okay. Hold on. I've been summoned. I'll be back.
Make him piss blood for a week?
Yeah.
I think that would be fair.
I'd be okay with that.
He costed you a lifetime of torment. I think that's the least he can do.
Even during our World Series run, people reminded us of that. And Tony's gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, well, you're being petty about it." No, because in 2016, when we should have been at the top of our fandom, there were people out there that reminded us of Bartman. What, creepy dude?
Okay. I have to bow out because my kid went poopzilla outside of her pants. So I gotta go. Find us on all the socials at TalkmanT7 for me. They'll finish the show up. Sorry, guys, but I got a poopy situation.
Duty calls.
Duty literally calls. See ya.
Then there were two.
Yes.
Then there were two.
Yes.
I just want to say that I despise Jared Goff. I want to make sure to get that in there.
He's not a good quarterback. He had
Nope.
one good year, and these Lions fans are pretty much riding him like he was Megatron and
He's had
Barry Sanders combined.
2 good years in his entire career.
I think you said it perfect. He's a cheap Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Well, now he's an expensive Kirk Cousins.
Oh, man. Kirk Cousins is sitting there going, really? Really? He has the
Well, he's
obsessed
counting
on the
his
field for
hundreds.
Atlanta. I want to raise. I'm definitely better than him.
Yeah, at the minimum. Dude, I think Kirk Cousins, he's setting pretty for the rest of his life. Those big ass steals he's had.
Jared Goff is Kirk Cousins without Jesus.
And chains.
And chains. He can't sport the chains like Cousins can.
No. Kirk Cousins is built different.
See, I've never been a Kirk Cousins fan.
Me neither.
I really haven't. He's been a mediocre quarterback. He is the definition, in my opinion, of a system quarterback. You put him in a system that all he has to do is just follow their lead, and he'll win. And I'm sorry, but I remember how salty Detroit was getting rid of Matthew Stafford and getting Jared Goff. And now all of a sudden you would think that man beat the world.
I thought it was hilarious. I thought that trade was hilarious anyway, because I figured Jared Goff was going to just fade off into obscenity. But here he is now.
You mean obscurity?
Obscurity is what I meant. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't expecting him to have the kind of success that he had last year, but I don't think he's going to recreate that.
I don't either. I think people are going to plan for him more. I think that's really was one of the things last year is people are like, hey, it's Goff.
Right. Why do you think backup quarterbacks come in and then they go on these crazy runs?
Because people weren't planning for them. They weren't actually putting stock into them.
Right.
Just like, who else I think is not going to have that good of a year that had a decent year last year? Baker Mayfield.
Really?
I don't think he'll have as good a year as he had last year this year. I don't. I'll even go as far as to say that Gardner Minshew will have a better year than Baker Mayfield.
Interesting. I honestly, I like Baker as a quarterback. I feel like Baker's the kind of guy, though, he just has to be in a system that, believes in him. I think the moment he has any kind of doubt that his organization has, the belief in him, I think that's when he starts fading back and digressing.
I don't know. I've always looked at Baker Mayfield as like a sober Johnny Manziel.
That's that's a good comparison.
He was what Johnny Manziel was touted to be.
Yeah.
A scrambling quarterback that can chuck it decent, and he could get the fans behind him because he looks like the everyday man.
Right.
He is what we were supposed to get with Johnny Manziel. The NFL got it right the second time around.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always had a bit of soft spot for Baker. The moment he planted that flag in the middle of Ohio State, when he planted that Oklahoma flag in the center of the Ohio State 50-yard line, that was when I was like, this guy's the real deal. Anybody who's ballsy enough to do that.
But see, that goes back to what we were talking about. These big publicity quarterbacks that get a lot of publicity in college, most of the time do not turn into elite quarterbacks. They really don't. And everybody's on Caleb Williams' train right now, and that's the thing. Is he worth the hype? I think that's a question everybody needs to keep in their back of their mind, because you think about it. Top 3 best quarterbacks that you can name off the top of your head: Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. Give me one more.
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees. None of them were top picks. None of them. And who would have thought that Patrick Mahomes would turn into Patrick Mahomes?
Right.
You know what I mean? Lamar Jackson wasn't a first-round pick. What was he, top 10?
I think
Yeah. But all the quarterbacks that are highly, highly touted, Trevor Lawrence was one of them. They called him a generational talent when he was coming out. And I always sat there and going like, that dude ain't really that good. Like, he's okay. He ain't that good. And what has happened in Jacksonville? He has been humbled real quick. You know, I'll go back to one of my favorite hype trains, Brady Quinn. He came to the NFL and didn't do a thing.
Yeah. Sam
You
Bradford.
remember how much hype he got? Sam Bradford. Yes. Mark Sanchez. You know?
Matt Barkley, before he had his stumble, I mean, he was expected to be number 1 overall.
Yeah. Yeah. And nothing. Nothing.
No.
Tim Tebow. Big hype in college. Nothing in the NFL. So I'm sorry.
He does have a
reserving my
playoff
opinion.
win.
He has one playoff win.
He does.
And I'm
He
sorry,
does.
as much as I like to rag on Tebow, old boy got screwed.
Yeah.
Like,
Tebow did get the short end of the stick.
He really did, man. He finally made the statement he wanted to make. He was a starting quarterback going into the next season. He had a team he was familiar with.
Yep.
He was going to be able to show them Tebow time. And then Big Head Manning popped in and said, "Hold my beer." And the boy never recovered.
He offered him a job at the Papa John's, and that was it.
That was it, man. Like, it's okay. You just sit right there, buddy. But wait a minute. No, I don't. Well, okay, we'll trade you. They got rid of his ass. They not only sat him on the bench, they got rid of him. And he ended up going to New York. To the Jets after that.
And then he ended up on our practice squad. And that was as far as he got on it.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sorry, but if Peyton Manning ever ends up like, you know, with a broken leg or like, you know, an attempt on his life, it's going to be Tim Tebow.
Just getting it back.
He's the Steve Buscemi from from Billy Madison, just putting the lipstick on you, just plotting.
I don't know, dude. He's pretty religious. I don't know if he would resort to violence.
No, you're right. You're right. He would probably go and save him.
Yep.
Yes. Or he offers to baptize him, but keeps him underwater just a few seconds longer. Yeah. Till the bubbles become less frequent, and then you pull him up.
And Peyton's just gasping for air.
Yes.
And he's like, "You're saved now."
Yes, and I forgive you.
Will Bo Nix be a bust?
I haven't seen enough to actually say yes or no on that.
I think that Bo could be an NFL talent. I think that he will need a couple of years to develop.
Who's the first one to get traded?
Let me bring up the board here.
Yeah, let's think about that. Who's the first one to find another team? Mine is my one that I'm picking is McCarthy from Michigan.
Here, I'll pull.
I believe me and Nick have clothes in the dryer, but there's towels in the washer. Can we bring up the stuff that's in the dryer? Put the towels in the dryer? Yes. So you can't leave.
I feel like automatically being a Commander's quarterback, your job is never safe.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that the Patriots will probably ride with May for a while.
I do too. Penix
will.
Yeah, he'll be safe.
I do think that McCarthy is on the hot seat by being a quarterback.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes, dude.
But Bo Nix could also be on the hot seat being a Broncos quarterback. How many quarterbacks have the Broncos had in the last 8 years?
I mean, it never has gone their way since Manning left.
Right.
Because think about it, even before Manning, Tebow was the first time they actually had like a well, publicized quarterback since Elway.
Yeah.
You know?
So I will be different than you. I'm gonna go with Jaden Daniels being the first guy to get traded.
Wow.
I don't know that the Bears could trade Caleb Williams soon enough.
We're all in with him at this point, especially after getting rid of Fields for a 6th rounder. Oh man, and then to find out that the Steelers aren't even considering him for a quarterback position.
Yeah. I don't understand the lack of belief in Justin. I do not understand it.
Well, from what I hear, and a lot more has been coming out since he left Chicago, apparently he was a toxic teammate.
Really?
That's what they were saying, that the quarterback room that he was in when I think it was like Mike Glennon and Dalton or somebody, they just said he was a miserable fuck to be around.
Really?
Yeah. That like whenever they were on the field together for practice, he would always be like, 10 or 12 steps behind them, like wouldn't walk with them, anything like that.
Well, see,
They
and that
would-
goes back to what you were saying a second ago. Those high-profile guys, like coming in, they already have like an ego about them to where like
Yes.
they are the team.
Yes. And that's the point that I've been making for a while. The more publicity you give these guys, the bigger their head gets, the higher the ceiling gets, and you get to a point where they're never going to be able to match the expectations.
Right.
And I have been saying this since the beginning of last year, since before we did our NFL draft, that they were putting too much publicity around Caleb Williams, and it was going to get to a point where people are going to look at this guy as a fucking savior, and he's not going to be able to deliver in that capacity. And I still believe that. That's why when everybody likes to be sarcastic, like, "Oh, what do you think of Caleb Williams?" Ha ha ha. Bro, I've been on the fence kind of with a raised eyebrow since they started talking about he was going to be the number one pick, probably going to the Bears. Even before Fields started this season, which happened to be his most productive and his most improved season of his career. And it still didn't land him a quarterback position. That either says terrible things for us or worse things for him.
Do you think that that's answered this season?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think it will be apparent whether it was a Fields problem or a Bears problem this year?
No. And I'll tell you why. Because they did everything to get rid of everything that they could blame it on. The only thing we kept of the coaching staff was the head coach.
Which I still think is a weird move.
You know why? Because of that resurgence at the beginning of the year. And to be honest with you, who's available? And if
That's
you say
true.
Bill Belichick, I will leave this chat.
Well, I mean, Vrabel was there for a while.
It's even harder to find a good coach than it is to find a good quarterback.
Well, and now there's this trend of like I forget what it is they're calling them, but the younger coaches.
Yeah,
they
the
have
new
like
generation.
they have a nickname though,
Like the
bro
brain
coaches
trust
or something.
Yeah, like you know who I would take if he became available? The one from LA, McShay or McShane. What is it, McMay?
Yeah.
Sean McVay. Yeah, I would take him.
Yeah, I mean,
I
he's one of those
100%
guys.
would
Like,
take
he's
him.
super smart. I love this influx of like younger coaches who are changing the way that the sport itself is played.
Oh,
Like
I agree
it was
with you.
so like we had the John Madden guys for so long, and now like we have these cool hip coaches, and I love like Mike Daniels, dude. He's one of the coolest guys in the world.
Who?
The coach of the Dolphins.
Oh, the Dolphins. Oh, yeah, I like him.
Yeah,
he's
he's
got
just
character,
a cool
man.
guy. Yeah, yeah, and there's a lot like Sirianni is one of them.
But then let's not forget about the Waffle House Walrus. Love Andy Reid though.
Oh, dude, Andy Reid, he'll forever be a legend to me.
You know,
he's like He's like the last old guy left.
Who do you think is the most overrated coach in the NFL?
See, okay, so this one has like a caveat to it, but I think it's Mike Tomlin.
Oh, I disagree with you on that.
Well, and I'll tell you, I think Mike Tomlin's an incredible coach, but he's really good at just like they've not been below 500 his whole tenure
ever. Yeah,
right. But I mean, okay, so that's like 8 or 9 games that they're winning. Of course, they've had their Super Bowl seasons. I'm not like discrediting that, but it's not like he's like constantly fighting for a championship every year.
So you think Mike Tomlin, the longest reigning tenured coach in the NFL, is the most overrated? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, probably. Just because of how long he's been there.
I get that, but I'm going with Mike McCarthy.
Okay, that's a good one.
In Dallas.
Honestly, yeah.
I think he's overrated. He has not produced shit since the last Super Bowl he had with Rodgers. He hasn't even had a deep playoff run since then.
Mm-hmm.
He is all show and no go.
Yeah.
I really, and I guess that makes Dallas a perfect place for him.
I mean,
You know,
if you like the Mike McCarthy kind of guy is the poster child for what Jerry Jones wants. Just a total yes man.
exactly. You know, a go with the flow guy. Cool,
Yeah.
whatever you want to do. I'm with you. I like this younger generation. I think that if this year for the Bears, if we go any lower than what I predicted, which I believe what did I end up 10-8?
It was 10-7 or
10 and
9-8.
7. Okay. If they go any lower than if they finish sub 500, Eberflus is gone. Regardless if they consider this still a building year, Eberflus is gone. And if
Yeah.
that happens, I really think what we should do is see the big trend right now is African American coaches, black coaches. Okay. I'm with you on one capacity, and that's I think we should go younger.
Hmm.
We should get a guy that, you know, has a couple years under his belt with like a big head coach, like maybe, you know, it didn't work us picking from the Andy Reid tree. We all learned that lesson. You know, I would never want to go from the Bill Belichick tree either. But maybe a Mike Tomlin coach, a young guy that, you know, is hungry, a McVay assistant or something like that.
Yeah, because these younger guys, they're going to want to implement their own style, right? They want to put their own spice to it.
Right, but they also know how to work within a team that they don't have a choice on what's assembled in front of them.
Right.
Which means that he can come in and those first couple of years, he's got a fresh. I mean, we have potential to be top 5 receiving core.
Hmm.
We have the potential to be top 15 quarterback, and I'm being generous with that. We have the potential to be a top 10 defense, a top 25 special teams. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Probably top 10 special teams because of that punter we just got.
If you could stack all of that together, I mean, by default, that's going to equal success.
At some point, I mean, our defense looks good.
Yeah, on paper, the Bears are a solid team.
You guys got a couple of the guys that I want. You took that boy from Georgia last year that I wanted.
Jordan Davis?
No. He was a guy that was out of Alabama, and he got in a little bit of trouble, and he fell a couple slots. I forget his name. He's like a offensive lineman or a middle linebacker, something like that. I forget what it was or who he was, but I'll remember his name. He was from Georgia. He was the top draft class guy. He was,
I think it was Jordan, or Jalen Carter.
Jalen Carter. There you go. I wanted him on to pair. I wanted to pair him with like Jalen Johnson and stuff like that. I was really interested in that.
Yeah, dude, that's one place where we cook. We are such a good drafting team.
You are, but man, I'll tell you, I think they're going to outlaw the tush push or whatever it's called. I think that's going to be a meeting in the summer or like whenever they do their meetings, like baseball does their spring meetings. I'm thinking that's probably going to be one of the new rules. Even though I don't quite understand the difference of the new kickoff rule, I'm sure when I see it in action, I'll have a better idea. But
I think it's identical to the UFLs.
Why would you do that though?
So there's not going to be as much like speed building up, so they're not going to be as fast when they like first run into each other.
Yeah, but see that, you know what you just did? You implemented a new rule and a new asterisk.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Hester will now go down as the greatest punt returner of all time.
Oh, no question. Which I think
there was
that was
never a
probably
question
going
of
to happen.
It. Yeah, regardless. But now it's like, well, bro, we always knew you would have this record, but now it cements it.
Yeah. See, I almost feel like that happened once they pushed back like the kickoff. Because, I mean, it's just touchback all the time now anyway.
It really is. To the point where that's a bet on during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know, it's gotten crazy. But I just – you got to let football be football. I understand that we're trying to reduce injury, we're trying to reduce concussions and CTE.
Have you seen the helmets that are going to be allowed to be, or like those helmet things that they're going to be allowed to wear?
I only heard that's during practices.
No, they're allowed during game.
Really?
Mhm.
How many of them do you think will actually use them, though?
Honestly,
Probably quite a bit.
I hope somebody does because I want to see it on the field.
But, dude, I'm sorry. You know what you're getting yourself into in football.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
it's calmed down over the past, decade or two. But you know what you're getting yourself into. Don't play victim.
Tua will be the only one. Tua probably needs to wear it, to be honest.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. That boy is one good hit away from all his noodles being rattled.
No, the defensive coordinator, he's now with I forget where he went, but our old offensive coordinator, he's the assistant coach for the Rams, maybe. Hold on. Brian Johnson. He is with the Commanders. He's the assistant coach for the Commanders, and
But
then
they just got rid of Rivera, didn't they?
the Commanders, yeah.
Yeah, they got rid of Ron Rivera, so that's a new coach too.
Yep.
So and Ron
And then-
Rivera ain't anywhere right now, is he?
Nope.
See, I'd bring him in as a defensive coordinator.
Or as like a like some kind of advisor role, kind of like what the Jags did with Tom Coughlin.
Yeah, because bring him back home. Bring Ron Rivera back home.
And let's see, Matt Patricia does not have a job right now, as he shouldn't.
Matt Patricia, the dude with the beard?
Yeah.
That guy ended up being a flop as a head coach, man.
Well, yeah, he was. So halfway through the season, at first he was our senior defensive assistant, and then in December he replaced the guy who was the defensive coordinator for us.
Really?
Yep.
See, I don't know. I thought Patricia. I was behind him going to Detroit. Like when it first got.
Yeah, dude, because what he was doing in New England at the time was pretty incredible.
Yeah, and they had a naturally good defense, so I figured he would be perfect for that. And he sucked the big one, man.
Yep.
In the old days, it would be called jumping the shark. But he sucked. I was shocked by that.
Yeah, dude, that was a fall, and then he came to Philadelphia and then just stunk it up. So I'd say that guy's probably his NFL career is probably over.
I will say one thing, man. I am very surprised. As much as I would not want him on my team, I'm surprised Bill Belichick hasn't been offered a coaching position. He's only
I feel like
6
he has
or 7 wins away from the all-time record. Why wouldn't he want to snatch that?
I feel like he's been offered it. There's no way that nobody offered Bill Belichick a job last year. I just feel like he's in a position where he can be picky.
He could be picky, but I mean, when you're that close to that record, why would you?
Yeah.
Why would some bottom dweller who needs attendance go after
Not
him?
hire him? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Bring him in. Hey, coach a season. Yada yada. Then you could say that he was there when he broke that record. You know what I mean?
Would you be mad if he became the Bears coach?
Yes. I would not want him on the Bears.
Anywhere except for Chicago.
I would not want him on the Bears. He's too synonymous with New England for me. And
Gotcha.
I wouldn't want him on my team. I wouldn't want him in Chicago.
What would be funny is if he went to New York and coached the Jets finally.
The Jets or Indianapolis Colts.
Indy would be a good one.
You know what I mean? Cleveland.
I think
go back to where it all started.
They're so obsessed with I can never think of his name.
Deshaun Watson.
The coach.
Oh, I forget what.
It's weird. His name. Yeah, it starts with a Z, but that guy's still the savior.
Zimmer.
Now it's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Stefanski.
Stefanski.
Yep.
I mean, there are some. I mean, is how many head coaching positions are left right now?
None. They're all filled.
It's all filled.
Hmm.
It's all locked in for the season.
Yep.
Wow. So let's say somebody or fires a coach. Maybe Belichick makes his
Like steps
way
in
back in.
mid-season.
Yeah. They're offering some obscene amount of money to come and finish the season.
I don't even know who would be considered on the hot seat.
As much as I don't want to admit it, our boy from Miami, I think he's on the hot seat.
You think so?
Yeah, I do, because that team underproduced last year substantially
They did.
from what everybody thought they would do. They got knocked out of the playoffs a year before early. Nobody thought that would happen.
Let's see.
That's my opinion, man. McVay in LA, I think he's on the hot seat.
I would agree with that. I think the Packers coach could be on the hot seat.
No, because I think they overproduced from what everybody thought they were going to. It was their first year without Aaron Rodgers, and they went to the playoffs.
That's true. 9-8.
And you know how much Green Bay loved Rodgers.
Yeah. Bengals coach could be on the hot seat. I
Especially
feel
with
like
Joe
Sean
Burrow coming
McDermott.
back and Chase being healthy, and they don't do anything.
Sirianni is certainly on the hot seat.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
I think Sean McDermott is for sure on the hot seat.
I'm gonna throw a wild card out there, and I talked about him earlier, and that's McCarthy.
Yeah, I think this is
McCarthy
definitely Dallas's.
This is do or die year, because think
Yeah.
about it. That'll be 3 losing seasons. Let's think about it like this, Cody. How many players has Jerry Jones been more enthused about introducing to the media than McCarthy when he did? He was jazzed, man. He thought he had the missing link to the puzzle to get them into the deep playoffs, man. He had stars in his eyes. And what has McCarthy done since he put that star on his head? Absolutely jack shit. He's played really well throughout the season, like he did in Green Bay. And just like Green Bay, since that Rodgers Super Bowl, he cannot get it done. He plays completely opposite of his game plan when he gets in the playoffs. That's one thing I always remember. He doesn't look like himself. He doesn't coach like himself. He's throwing out bonehead plays thinking that he's tricking people and he's a step ahead when he's 2 steps behind.
Now, my only rebuttal to that would be, think about how many chances in years Jason Garrett got.
But
Jason Garrett should have been fired 6 years before he was fired.
This is true, but that would show that Jerry's figured that out and he's not going to go 6 years. I still think he's on the hot seat.
I would hope so. I hope that he stays there forever, though.
Yeah. Why? Because you hate the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
See, I have 2 buddies at work that I consider very close to me, and they're both Cowboys fans. And last year, I thought with how they were looking, leading up to the season, I looked at my buddy. I'm like, dude, they're going to do something this year. You watch. And he was completely against it the entire year. And I really thought they were doing something until that last quarter of the season, where they just seemed to get lead in their feet and they forgot what got them there.
Yeah.
And it was a downward spiral.
I forget what his name is. Dalton Schultz, their former tight end. He went to Texas or the Texans.
Yep.
He was on a podcast and he was talking about the way that the players are treated in Dallas versus the way that they're treated in Houston. And he was like, you feel like a zoo exhibit. He was like, we're in there working out and people are walking through where they could see the team workout areas and all of that. He's like, people are knocking on the glass, trying to get your attention. And he's like, we're in there trying to work out. And he was like, when you go to Dallas, that's what you sign up for. He was like, you're there as a gimmick. Like the franchise is a gimmick more so than it's a football team.
They should be in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, it's a sideshow attraction most times, and that falls 100% on Jones, on Jerry Jones. 100%. That dude's ego gets bigger and bigger every year. He is the definition of a snake oil salesman cowboy. You know, he really is, and he knows it. He's the stereotypical Dallas or Texas tycoon.
Yep. Yeah, he is the poster child for it.
100%, dude. And he has this look in his face like, I know so much more than you do. We are so many steps ahead. And it's great every year. It's like a Christmas tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you remember It's a Wonderful Life?
Yep.
When the bell, or whenever you hear a bell, an angel gets his wings. Yeah. I feel like it's not Christmas until I see the look of disappointment on Jerry Jones's face. Because right at the end of December, he starts realizing this team ain't going to make it.
Yeah, he sinks lower and lower and lower into that seat.
And he becomes more and more Crypt Keeper-esque.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the veins start coming out of the head a little more. And that's when I'm like, all right, it's Christmas. Everybody celebrate. Yes. Or they're always showing side views of him and shit, you know? And he looks nervous as hell. Yeah, I like those. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Of Jerry Jones, yeah.
Yes, man. Like, you could have a fight. Like, I might do that for one of you guys this year. Send you guys a calendar of the faces of Jerry Jones.
The many faces of Jerry.
Yes. That way, every month you could remember a fond memory that he has given all of us.
Yeah.
You know? I'm sorry, but the Cowboys ain't ever been the same since Troy Aikman retired.
The Cowboys really haven't been the same since Jerry bought the team. I think they got one Super Bowl after he bought them, and then that was after the Jimmy Johnson fiasco. And the Cowboys just ain't been right. And I guess they think like putting Jerry in the Ring of Honor is gonna like lift that Babe Ruth-esque curse, but I don't think it's I don't think anything.
Wait, the Dallas Ring of Honor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hold on, time out. Let me get this straight. The team that he owns and makes day-to-day decisions, he is the Vince McMahon of the NFL, is going to induct himself into
he's putting Jimmy Johnson into it.
Oh, I thought you said Jones. I was like, wait a minute.
No, Jimmy Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not going to lift the curse. They did him wrong, man.
Oh, dude, dirty. Just totally dirty.
You know what I've always compared it to is the Jerry Reinsdorf, Phil Jackson fiasco of the Bulls.
Yeah,
where he ruined that team by disrespecting the coach.
Yep.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm older than most people think, so I have a deep vault when it comes to sports.
To pull these out.
Sadness, man. And all that show The Last Dance did was pull everything back up.
Oh, dude, I bet. Rip the scab right off.
It really did, man, because that was my in 97, I was going into freshman year of high school. Like 97, 98 was my freshman year of high school. So like I remember that summer when they won. I remember sitting home during the summer, sitting at my kitchen table that is 10 feet behind me, the same table, watching the parade at Grant Park with Dennis Rodman and Steve Kerr and Jed Bushler and freaking Ron Harper and Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, all with big ass gold trophies, man. Those were good times in the city of Chicago, man.
I was hitting my terrible twos that year.
Oh God, make me feel older than I. Jesus. But I remember those times. Those were great times, man.
I feel like that was one of the heydays of sports.
Oh yeah.
Because like it was all just starting to really go like mainstream. Like sports were starting to get like broadcasted all over the country at like a bigger level than they had ever been.
Yeah,
and, like,
because there was more channels were popping up.
Yeah, and it was just this whole new wave of sports content.
Absolutely. And the fact that you had such colorful personalities on that team as Dennis Rodman and Michael Jordan, like it just was a perfect storm. And then Phil Jackson being as good as he is, who I think, in my opinion, is one of the most undervalued coaches of all time. You know,
The guy
He-
won
it
a lot
just-
of championships.
yes, he did. And I still don't think he gets his credit.
Mm-mm.
When you talk to people about best coaches, man, everybody always goes to like Pat Riley, Bobby Knight, Mike Krzyzewski, you know, but no one ever throws out Phil Jackson.
No, I feel like that should be like the first name, just by default.
I think Mike Krzyzewski should be the first name, to be honest
Number
with you.
one? Really?
Coach K, fuck yeah, I do. Yes, I do. Look at his body of work. It dwarfs anybody else's. He has won significantly longer than anyone else you could put on that pedestal. He had the personality to keep him in the spotlight. I mean, it's a no-brainer, man. And not to mention, he brought the gold back to the USA
He
with
did.
professionals.
He redeemed us. Yep.
How many coaches do you know can go from a college level to a professional level, of elite professional level, and then like nothing?
Right. Yeah. That is something important. He did go from like coaching college kids to the greatest basketball players on this planet.
Yes.
Like a room full of the biggest
With-
egos in the world.
I was gonna say with egos bigger than they've ever been in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
You know, more things that could pull their attention, and he still kept them together and had them playing better basketball than they ever played in their life, which I personally believe in one sense was a blessing because it brought the gold back to the USA. But I also think that right there is ground zero for this generation of super teams that we're seeing, because
Yep.
those kids all played in influential moments in their career, and they realized if I play with my buddies who are the top players in the league, we could win shit.
Yeah. It's a lot easier this way.
Absolutely. I think that's where you started seeing the concoction of the LeBron James with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and the Paul Pierce and Ray Allen and, you know, Kevin Garnett. I think it birthed the threes. I really do. And hey, you know, granted, Kobe had to come back and win them, you know, keep them on the straight path. But you look at all those egos, and he was able to keep them in check, keep them focused, keep them on the eyes on the prize. There's not many other head coach or college coaches, career college coaches, that could do that and accomplish that.
Right. I mean, they're not used to dealing with those kinds of personalities at all. Like most of the people that are coming through with the college guys are like kids just trying to get some playing time. And these are guys who are making millions and millions and $1 million a year to sit on the bench and
Yeah, they don't give a
take
shit.
time off. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have that hunger that you first have with those young players.
Right.
And he was able to do it. I think that right there alone, just that ability to transition like that, is what puts him ahead of any other coach. Because let's be honest, every other coach that we talked about, with the exception of Pat Riley, because Pat Riley was on the Olympic team coaching, so I'll give him that. All of them were dominants in their specific sector of their profession. Bobby Knight was amazing as a college coach. Pat Riley and Phil Jackson were amazing as NBA coaches. Mike Krzyzewski was Olympic and college. Like, I'm sorry, I just think that he's here and anybody else is like right there. You know,
No matter where he was at, he won.
Yeah, he did. And the fact that his players love him the way that they do, that speaks volumes to your character as well. I don't think there were many people that spoke highly of Bobby Knight.
No.
Let's be honest.
No.
You know, but
It is my dream to throw a chair onto the court, though.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody wants to do that, you know, Indiana. But no, man, Coach K with that stone face. Fucking, I'm sorry, but zoned eyes. I used to call them sniper eyes.
Oh,
Because
dude, when
he
he
is
locked
so
in,
zoned in,
yeah,
it was done.
yeah.
You know, but that's I don't get to have those kind of conversations because I'm not a huge basketball enthusiast, but I think that that's your Mount Rushmore of basketball coaches, 100%. You know, but we're at an hour and 55 minutes.
Yeah, dude. That's that's why I asked how long we were gonna go. I'm real good at pushing these things way over the normal time.
Yeah, well, how many people thought that you and I would finish the show almost an hour
I
actually
know.
chatting
Look
about
at us.
stuff?
Yeah, look at us. I guess
Yes,
that's a good way to go out though. On the basketball coach Mount Rushmore.
absolutely. Way to transition out.
Yeah, dude. I try when I can. You do. I'll let you close out the show. You're the one who's here regularly.
Well, I mean, obviously, as our mulleted leader likes to point out every time we close a show, you can find us on all the socials at GDS Podcast and at GDS Sports. Uh, you can find me on Xbox or in the real world. You can find AJ at One Lug TV or at One Lug TV, Tony at Talkman7 T7, and Tristan at TPod88. And honestly, thank you to our guest host with the most.
It was fun to come back. I'll have to do it more this summer.
Yes, come back.
It was fun to be back.
It has been fun. And everybody expected you and I to snip at each other. Nah, man.
No, Tony brought it upon himself when he started worshiping Jared Goff.
Truth be told, you really want to be official, I'll put everything out there. Reason I was mad is because I thought that out of all the show, for some reason, me and you bounced off each other when you were in the actual show regularly. And as much as I want to admit, or I didn't want to admit it, Tony has it with AJ. AJ has it with Tony. Tristan's still getting his feet wet. Well, not Tristan. Tate. Tate's still getting his feet wet. I have no one to bounce with, man.
Oh,
no
man,
one keeps up with my.
I ripped it from you.
Yeah, and you were just like, "We're done," and it's like, "Wait, what?" Like, dude, I'm Abby. You took my Costello, motherfucker. Like, what the hell? Like, there's a bounce thing, man.
And I killed it. I murdered it.
And you did it. And you did it worse than ripping a Band-Aid off, dude. You're just like, hey, guess what? Knock, knock. Not me, because I'm done. It was like, what the shit? So I'm sorry. I've felt some sort of way for the past few months, man, because and you can't explain that to until you put some thought into it. And yeah, that's what bothered me about it. That's why I was mad.
I respect that. I get it. I understand. Hopefully this was the right step forward.
The best way to describe my disdain or my dislike for you is the Kevin Hart Tom Brady roast. When every time Kevin Hart was up, he's like, "Fuck you, Tom." Like that's about the anger I have at this point, man. It sucked. But tonight was actually a lot of fun, man. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had fun too. Hopefully, I'll be back on soon. Maybe like once the summer gets here and we get like closer to the. Oh, here's a good comment. You're just mad Cody left you with Tristan.
Yes,
that's a good reason.
Yes,
that's a good reason for anybody to be mad.
Yes.
No, but I'll definitely be back.
T-shirts. I'd send his ass a T-shirt for that one.
I'll definitely come back on at some point soon when the whole squad's here.
Yeah.
We need we need like a good reason to. Maybe like post NBA finals or post NBA NHL playoffs.
See, that's the thing, and we can't keep doing these. We'll talk about that off the air.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that off the air. But I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Our show went a little long, but you got a little more content.
Yeah.
I don't normally contribute like this.
And look at us. We're talking about basketball.
Exactly. Well, everybody have a good night.
Yeah, we'll see you guys, or at least Josh will see you guys next time.
Yep.